Go live. Go live. First one on, always the same. Must be stuck at home. Always the same one that comes on first, because I see the number one comes on. Paint. I have paint on my chair. I have paint on my floor. I have paint on my dishes. I have paint on my towels. I got paint everywhere. And I care. Someone comes over, says, you got paint. You got paint here. You got paint there. You ain't coming into my house. I ain't going to let you do anything into my house. But your house and somebody else's house is a split. Why should you treat somebody else's house better than you treat yours? Well, wait a second. It's my house. So therefore, it goes by my theology. Is that the word, theology? It happens to be a mess, but I happen to clean it up. And the towel or the paint or the pants that I happen to get paint on, I can afford to throw those pants out, or I better pay more attention not to get it on this good shirt, which I haven't been doing. And that's not right, because it even bothers me when I get certain things. Certain things I don't care about. I know some people don't have any clothes at all, but they wear painted clothes anyways. People do. Painted clothes. Imagine painted clothes. Imagine if you wore painted clothes. Oh my God. Painted clothes. What's this? What color is it supposed to be? Everything is painted, or everything has color. How did it get there? Did they paint it on, or did the paint fall on it? How do you know it's not an art form? Who are you to decide? If I walk into a crowd of people in 1865 and I'm wearing what kind of clothing in 1865, and I put on something from today, like really wild from the 60s, psychedelic, what are they going to think in 1865? This is not only about numbers. This is about the vibration of everything that is numbers, because everything is a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 at that end with the brackets above it. What does it tell on the, yeah, I'm excited. What does it tell on this? What is this? Made by a human being, outsourced information. Oh, where did he get the idea? His mind is in the clouds. All of a sudden, internet supports cloud. And we got a gigabyte in a nanosecond. Wow. Gigabyte in a nanosecond, because we already had that information, and we had to send that information somewhere. And how long did it take to take this complete information package and get it somewhere else? And what happens if we slowed it down and it showed up in big giant pixels and you couldn't make it out for days until you pieced the puzzle together and made it micro size? So there are all the micro sizes, and then you enlarge it so you can see exactly what it is. I'm not saying that's how it's done, because I have no idea how it's done. But that's how I would do it. Micro size, nano speed. I like George Carlin, the way he thinks. He just made it in before they cut his life out. The ombre. They say the ombre, I think it's Spanish, but I like to call the shadow the ombre. And in that membrane, ombre, membrane, doesn't it sound the same? What's an ombre? I think that's another person of some sort. But ombre and membrane, and I call the surrounding of me the membrane around me, which others call the ether, the fabric. And every word I speak and every heartbeat and most of whatever I believe is going on in my system is being read by that ombre. The other ombre, which is not an ombre, one is the soul, one is the spirit. The other one is the internal, the complete information network that's going on inside of you between every single germ, every single microbe, every single atom in your body, okay? It has a diagnosis on every single atom. And every single atom next to that atom, next to the atoms of everything that you breathe in, the carbon or exhale, the dioxide, and it tells a story, information network delivered to the system to see how you are, and it can remove you from this world in a snap, and it can make you better forever. But the regeneration of our system, what can it actually change other than the programmation and what you decide to put inside your body for that programmation to work? Or can it come out of the air? How perfect is the human body from the point of the creator? Do all machines break down? Do pieces and parts have to be changed, remanufactured in a homemade manufacturer? Yes, made at home in my country, in my town, in my house, in my bed. And every time I go to sleep at night, I'm being remanufactured from the inside out. Very important to get a good night's sleep. Oh, I only had one sip of wine. I only did this antibiotic, or I only did this. Certain things help within the realm of your sleep. And they call these vitamins and minerals, etc., proteins and carbohydrates and etc. That's what they call one science. And the other science they call break it down. They just say, hey, they're drugs. The drugs will help you. Well, apparently not. For many years, cocaine, marijuana, speed, amphetamines, and all these other things were not supposed to help you. But wait a second. They use these things in the hospital because they're better educated. So if they're better educated and they can work somehow to some micro size nanosecond in your body, it can work. If they can do it, why can't you, if you had all their elements of thought and equipment? Why can't you, not even being a doctor, knowing what to do with the medication because of how you think, of how you can put one and one together? Anybody can put one and one together for the value of the situation that is inflicted on them, or if somebody gives them the chance. Imagine a doctor can't decide on something, but 6 billion people watching the operation, and one of the 6 billion people knows that answer to that operation. All of a sudden, from one life, may they rest in RIP, Rivière des Prairies, right? Rivière Inception, Perception, I don't know. To all of a sudden, boom. How come we don't have that app out there? Be a doctor for us. Be a doctor's mind for this operation that has to be done, and they just can't figure out which way to do it. But somebody has an answer. But they're not a doctor. It could be anything, electrician. So anyways, I wanted to get on and talk in this video about Prime. I see the thumbs up. Not sure if I want thumbs up or thumbs down. I love this picture over here. When you start putting, you design it, right? 3.5 by 2.5, size 3.5 by 2.5, but I'll go 7 by 5. 3.5, 2.5, 7 by 5, the card representing the moon. They also got 2 1/4, which is now representing life on Earth and Earth's heart. 2.25. There's another thing, 2.25, 2.25, 2.5 by 3.5. And then the inside of the card that is made, it's the inside of the card. I'm thinking a little bit. And then you have to calculate what can go into 225. And right away, it's 45. 45 by 5 is 225. 50 times 5 is 250. A nickel or a dime, but a dime can't go into 225. You need 22 and you'd have to carry a nickel. So if you're talking about 10, this is where our change comes in. The change, the money in your pocket. Oh, I got a quarter. Oh, that's good. I got 9 quarters, 225, part of the birth on Earth and life. And gives you the Q. I don't know what that is. Gives you a tail. I'm not sure which way the tail is, in or out. And that's why the Q shows you the in and out tail. One that goes in for the female and one that goes out for the male, but it's coming from the in. Right? Is that the way you can see it? So this 3.5 is now 7 times 5, or 175, 1.75, which is now telling me Q in U in the moon and Mars and the gateway through 7 and 8. 2 circles. This circle over here, the exit is number 6. Let's say it's 6. The 1 passes through it. And this one is 6 and the 1 passes through it. But they're passing through 7 and 7. But this 7 is a 7. And the one here that they're coming into is the 8. They're going through the same hole, but on this side I'm looking, oh, look, 7. I'm looking on this side, 7. Whoop! 7 crossed over 7. It now became 7, 8. Coming in, going out. Follow what I'm saying? Like a tube. You got one tube. You got a toilet paper roll. You got 2 sides to the toilet paper roll. You're pulling off that toilet paper to the center of the entire roll, 7 and 8, equaling to Mars and the creation of the entity student through the DNA of the foxhole of the sun. And that's what the numbers have spoken. And I haven't said a word, but put them together. Can you say it any difference? If I tell you 115 is 1/4 of time, and 1/4 or 52 represents the singular Pythagorean prime count of Earth, 25, which is also represented by the word jack. And I know jack to be a plug-in because the first time I ever heard about jack, it was a plug-in. Did you plug it into jack? Yeah, I plugged it into jack. Well, you got 25. So what's plug worth? Plug worth a lot. PLUG 16 and 12. Right away, 16 and 12 talks to me about purple. Spirit, pool balls, okay? 21 and 07, you have 28. Oh, UG is 28 and PL is 28. 28, 28, that's 56. That's really cool. So 28 and 28 is actually, that's right, part of the cycle of Jesus. 28, cycle of Jesus. 2 and 2, 4. 8 and 8, 16. 1 and 6, 7. 4 and 7, Jesus Christ on the cross in time. The office of the doctor is out of date. The office of doctor is out of date. Out of date. I bet you the doctor's on a date. Oh boy, date. D with an 8 on it. So now you have a date. The doctor must be in Israel. Because last I heard, a lot of dates come from Israel. So the doctor's in Israel in the pharmaceutical lab doing something with one of the nurses. What is that in? Sometimes they just say, I'm turning in for the night. Turning in for the night? What does it mean, turning in for the night? Turning in. So I got to turn something in for it to become night. So if I turn something out, it becomes day. And how much bigger is the letter C to create your night and day from the 8 hours of night to the 16 hours of day? Because the minute you see the glimpse of light, that is where the light begins. And that's more because the light spreads, right? Would you say that when the light comes out, it's just not staying on that fine line, but all of a sudden it dips? So you get that light dipping, and then before it just goes away, you still have the light still dipping at the top, giving more light to the day than what we call night. And if you notice that the minute becomes day, you got to look outside somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock or 5 and 6:15 in the morning. All of a sudden, the sky goes from I can see the stars to I blinked my eyes and all the stars are gone. Have you ever seen that? Oh, hey, they're all there. They're all gone. It's like magic in the sky. So we have this plug. Plug is number 56. This design, you should design this and see what happens to it. This is what the deck of cards actually looks like. You see, I put it inside here. See the way I went outside here on the bottom? See, it's 2 different ways. Here I went down on the top, going out this way. Here I went up. I wanted to see the difference. If I was going this way, this one will just lift up and it'll count. This will be my counter. If I had a little dot here, it goes around and around, it lifts up, it counts. It comes back, okay? I'm not sure if it goes in this way, but you see the way it passes over here? It goes all the way around and goes this way. This one goes down, it goes click. So it can count both sides. And then this is like the arrow in between. This is your offset deck of cards. In this one, how would it work in this one? If I would send something, how would it work in here? If I sent something up this way, it would come down this way. Maybe this would catch it and send it inside the center. And then this would be, if I fold the card down, maybe if it would tell me a different story. Do you follow what I'm saying with this? So if this folds down and it catches it inside, maybe it goes down a tube to the other side of something, and then it comes out here like a pinball machine. I don't know. In rotation of 6 and 9. I also started to talk about prime. And one of the reasons I spoke about prime is just to understand, what does it mean, prime to prime numbers? Prime your car. Prime your car. What is it to prime your car? What is it? What is it? Is your car is not primed. Your car is not primed. It's not running. It's not burning its gas perfectly. What does it mean, prime, exactly? Because there's more of a story that will be told just inside understanding the word of what prime is. You'll say, well, that's a prime number. I need to decide on what color. I'm painting my door. I don't know if you remember my door. Oh yeah, I couldn't even see it. It's right over there. First, I changed it. I added in a little red inside of it, and I didn't like it. I don't like the yellow. I'm thinking of matching the orange and then putting a design, because there was a design in there. Otherwise, the door is like, no depth. Where can you go in life with no depth? Prime. So yes, P-R-I-M-E. Primary example. Prime apes, prehistoric, 16 R18 I09 M13 E05. So this would be 1109 18 14 22 VNRIK. Kern life, because V, you can say V for life. Kern, urine, urine. I'm just trying to think of what this means, because this is the opposite of the word. The total count of this word of prime is 34, 43, 53, 54, 55, 56, is 61, equaling to the church spirit of C and H, and which is the lamb. And the reason it's C and H for the lamb is because I'm from Montreal, and we have Canadians hockey, and C and H apparently stands for Canadians hockey. But when you go out to the game, it doesn't matter what the C and H stands for, because it's on the Canadian shirt. And when you look at it, everybody's out in the crowd going, "Go Habs, go! Go Habs, go!" And when you're saying "Go Habs, go" backwards, it's "ba ba ba." So that's the lamb, or the cutter. French sound of word for lamb is blade. A blade cuts. A blade spins. It could be round, or it could be a saw. So right away, when you get to the lamb, you got the blade, you got the round saw. It could be any kind of saw. So the church, the lamb, the chanting. So the Canadians become the lamb. We are the lambs. And we get all this coming out of prime, which totals number 61, which is reverse 91 spirit. And that will create, see, the spirit creates 91, but where do we get 91? It's 13 times 7 equals to 91. It's 13 times 7 equals to 91. And 1 plus 3 equals 4 times 7 equals to 28 cycle of the moon of the 91 times 4 seasons, or 364.xx days, leaving 1.25 days remainder. To where each year we lose 0.256 hours lost each year. And in the fourth year, we add
0.75 or 18 hours plus the 0.25 that's already in the year. So we add a day of 24 hours, but we're not adding really the 24 hours. We're only adding the 18 hours. This is your leap year. It is your birth year, and it adds it on to the number of birth, February, the second month, to the 29th day, birth inside the foxhole of the sun, or the 29th day, or day 60. When the clock struck, when the mouse ran up the clock, struck 60. This is the year, in most years, April 1st is the 91st day. In this year, April 1st becomes the 92nd day, day of the fish. Why don't we just say day of the Jesus fish? So they 2992, these two reflect each other. 29th day, 60th day, the 29th day of February, which is the 60th day, we now have 31 in between. 31 in between, 32 connects which day it is, right over here between 60 and 92. The 60th day and the 92nd day. How many days to Christmas? Over here. How many days to Christmas? Over here. What the relationship is. Day of the Poisson, April Fool's Day. April Fool's. And the Fool is the Joker in the deck of cards. The Fool is the Joker in the deck of cards. Black sheep, number 29. Black is number 29. Sheep is 20. Oh, that sounds like Messer. Number 29. Yes, yes. So black is 29 and sheep is 38, 48, 54. SHEEP 10. Oh, it's 27. Sorry. H and S are the opposite of each other. That's 27 and 16 equals to 53. Ha! Electric company. Is it always associated with water works? What position in Monopoly going frontwards and backwards are these? And if you pick a card of chance or something and you end up at a different property, how many properties from that property over to electric company or waterworks? Or have you skipped over it? Have you skipped over how much from go, how much with go, how much from where you're standing? All of these is telling us information. What a game we're in. 4531. Yes, 4531. There was something about that. Valentine's Day is the 45th day of the year. The 32nd day of the year is February 1st. In fact, the 32nd day of most months will either be the 1st or the 2nd, because if the month ends on the 30th, then the 32nd day, do you follow what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to overlap. How about January 32nd? Oh, you mean February 1st? Right on. But if you're continuing the days and you're only using 1 month, how about January 34th? Oh, February 3rd. I go, okay. But what if you do something a little bit different? What if you say March? You go, oh, March 31st. Oh, you mean April 1st, because months are 30 days and months are 31 days. There are 7 months of 31 days. There are 4 months of 30 days, and there's 1 month of February, 741. Seasons and all kinds of stuff. Season your steak. For every season, there's a reason. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'll try and be back here a little bit more today. Still, this design is telling another story. Go to wherever you want to do it. Print out, redesign these even nicer. Print them out or put them on your paint, and then flip them over and keep connecting them together and see what you get. Also, maybe see what you get if you remove the outline to this and connect them with an area space. Take out this, but use this as a space between this and the next card. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Prime, which prime number? And not only that, let me go to this. We're just going to do a little bit of work on prime. Prime numbers. Okay, I'm going to go in. Now, we can look at prime numbers and say, well, the 10th, in the first 10 numbers of the alphabet, of the number system, there are 4 prime numbers. In the second, there are 4 prime numbers. From 11 to 20, there are 4 prime numbers. You notice they always end in a 0. They never start in a 0. So the beginning is 1, the end is 0. In this situation here, unless you're starting from right to left, now you're talking about the Hebrew language, and 1 was never first. It was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 to 11. You follow what I'm saying? Counting down from each position, giving us a new aspect. So the prime numbers are, let me write this down. I hope this guy got it right. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, wait a second. 2, 5, no, I got something wrong. Wait a second. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 23. Can you see this? Let me see if you can see this. 23. Can you, let me see if I got it too much light or not. Yeah, I got too much light because I can't see. 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79. Wow, is this the first time? 79. That's the first one. That's the first one. 79, 83, 83, 89, 89, and 97. 97. Whoop, no, this one is no. This one has to go over here. 79 and 97. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite these. I'm going to tear them out. I know I shouldn't. And I'm going to rewrite these. I want to see if you can see it. And let's see if I get this right. 2, 11, 29, 47, 83, 3, 5, 23, 41, 59, 7, 43, 61, 79, 97, 8, 17, 53, 71, 89, 1, 37, and 73. So there is no prime. Whoop, I'm missing one. 4, 13, 31, 67. There is no prime. 6 or 9, and only 3 is single. There's no prime with 3, 6, or 9 properties other than the beginning where 3 sets and lies, but we have 1 and 2 to make up 3. So maybe I'm going to have to do some combinations of numbers of prime to understand this. Did I make an error somewhere? 7 is heaven, even. Break it down. That's hold on. Back when we all played the game, my sister Tammy always got Park Place. I'd pay all the ghetto towns. I'd pay all the ghetto towns. Oops. I'd not buy not. Oops. I'd buy not pay. Wow. Yes. Okay. I understand. That's right. Breaking down, 7 is heaven is even. 7 is heaven. 7 is even. Now we have to understand, and I'm going to do this in a further video because I want to take a break. Maybe I'll come back in 15 minutes or half an hour or an hour. I don't know. Stay tuned. And I'm going to break down and go over these numbers to understand why they are noted as to be in their singularity, what prime could actually mean, and more, what the basics of these numbers are, right? And everybody knows that 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? And they all appreciate 6 and 8 because 6 lives in 8 in both aspects of 8. I don't really want to do it, but and 6 lives in 8 through 4 is 2 and 2. Anyways, and this will create the diamond. Diamond's the world's best friend. And this 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 7, and 9 is connected on that Messer cross. Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I got to figure out what to do with that paint. I got to get more paint. Speak to you soon. Thank you for watching this video. Intense.